Good evening and welcome. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Cheryl Chideris. I'm the newly appointed District Executive Director here for the West Essex YMCA. As you know, so much has happened over the course of the year when the COVID-19 pandemic forced us to temporarily close our doors. However, the Y never ceased operations. We, like so many organizations, pivoted to strategies that would allow us to meet the needs of those impacted by the pandemic. We never lost sight of our cause to strengthen our community. The Y is a key stakeholder in the community. It builds a foundation through relationships. It creates welcoming environments where you and your family become our extended family. The pandemic has emphasized the important role the Y plays in each and every one of our lives. We are excited to share our success tonight and celebrate together how the Y is forever impacting our community. On behalf of everyone at the West Essex Y, I want to thank you for joining us and for your support during such difficult times. Without the support of our colleagues, our partners, our community, our staff, and our volunteers, we would not be able to make the impact we've made the past year and moving into 2021 without the support of our loyal donors. But this evening isn't really about us, it's about you, our shared community. So throughout the evening, we are going to have some surprises, some impactful moments, some new learning, some opportunities for support, some special guests, and some prizes provided by some of our favorite local restaurants. And of course, what's an event without a little bit of fun? But before we do, I just want to share why I give to the Y. My husband and I give annually to fulfill our philanthropic beliefs to pay it forward. Our family benefit from the Y Financial Assistance Program as a young couple with 4 small children, enrolled in the Y's childcare and day camp programs. Without the support, I would not have been able to work to support my own family. The Y created an environment for my children to learn, grow, and thrive, resulting in a firm foundation for the future success in school and throughout their lives. My children continue to support the Y as employees and pay it forward with their own donations to benefit others to build their own foundations. My children are now in their 20s, but the Y will be ever, forever in their hearts. So never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed people can change the world or even a person's life. Indeed, it may be the only thing that will. Join me today in celebrating Random Acts of Kindness Day and Pay It Forward with me and my team here at the West Essex Y. So now I'd like to introduce our first guest speaker, Rick Gorab, President and CEO of the Metro YMCA of the Oranges. Take it away, Rick.
Cheryl, thank you. Thank you so much. And welcome to all who have joined us. We appreciate your support for those who have given already. And for those who haven't, I trust you will by the time this evening is over. So we look forward to sharing our story tonight and compel you to make a gift in support of the Y. I also hope that everyone is staying healthy and safe as we all look forward to the end of the pandemic and when we can return to our normal lives once again. Our Y has been serving our community since 1885. And while our Y has weathered many storms before, it is safe to say, and I am quite certain to say, that we have never, ever been tested like this before. And despite the extreme test, our Y has risen to the occasion and continues to serve as we fulfill our quest to forever impact the community. Throughout 2020, we did this in new and innovative ways, such as food distribution, which I think you're going to hear more about tonight, and emergency childcare for essential workers. When we first emerged from our initial 14-day quarantine, my first venture out of my house with a mask on was to the Peanut Shell Child Care Center. And it was there where I came upon Stephanie Anderson and Val Beck, and Val took my temperature. And they quickly introduced me to someone who was wearing scrubs right outside the child care center. And the woman thanked me for what we as the Y was doing. I was taken aback by her comment, because here she was saving lives, and she was thanking us for the work that we were doing. That is the impact that the Y had and has had throughout the pandemic. We were helping people who were literally saving lives. Truly amazing. And for that reason, I have been truly inspired by the amazing work of our West Essex Y staff team, who have served tirelessly and with great resilience, adaptability, and flexibility to impact our community over the last 11 months. So we can look forward to better days ahead. I ask you to join me in making a gift to our annual support campaign. And as a reminder why I give to the Y, I'd like to share a video which shows how our Y has forever impacted our community.
In this past year of unprecedented challenges, the Metro YMCA has been more important than ever. We have pulled together with commitment, strength, and resilience. When the pandemic hit in March, the Y did what we've always done. We looked for ways to serve our communities. The Y didn't close our doors because of COVID-19. We stayed open, stayed strong, because our community needed us. Volunteers and supporters joined together to focus on urgent issues in our neighborhoods. United, we shifted resources and focused on the issues right in front of us. Together, we moved mountains to help those in great need. Emergency childcare for essential employees. Wellness checks to seniors, teens, and at-risk individuals. Critical food distribution. Blood drives. Remote learning and academic support. Provided employee assistance funds. We've successfully operated our trusted childcare and summer camp programs following the strictest health and safety guidelines. And we've provided millions of dollars of direct and indirect financial aid to ensure all families and individuals have access to programs and services at the Y. Our communities need us. Families, children, and seniors need us. And we need you. We need your help to meet the needs in our communities. Our job isn't done. The pandemic isn't over. We need your support to serve the people that rely on us. Thank you for supporting our Y so we can continue to serve and have significant impact in our communities. The Y.
Thank you, Rick, for that amazing impact review and video. Always very inspiring. Good evening, everyone. My name is Stacy Statterman, and I'm a resident and business owner in West Orange, New Jersey. I'm also on the Y's Board of Managers and the co-chair for the Y's annual campaign this year. The campaign is about replenishing the funds needed to support our neighbors in need. Your support and donations provide the fuel for the Y's impact and our shared success. Speaking of success, let's recap a little bit more specifically around the West Essex YMCA and what went on in 2020. Undoubtedly the most unusual year for all of us. So in 2020, we at the West Essex YMCA allocated $201,000 in financial assistance to 176 people across Livingston, West Orange, Caldwell, and Roseland. 176 neighbors in need were able to count on the Y for access to childcare, summer camp, and some new programs specifically developed for the pandemic. All of this was doable because of the fundraising efforts from last year's campaign. If you're blown away by this incredible result, put some hearts in that chat box below. Right below this video is a place where you can interact with us tonight. And remember, this community support was delivered even though the main building at the West Essex YMCA was closed for 5 months and many programs had to be instantaneously reimagined. This year's campaign has a new goal, of course, and the goal is to raise $150,000 through the campaign, which we're officially kicking off tonight. And this will help ensure that all families have equitable access to programs and services to realize the WISE mission, supporting youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. I'm proud to share that 100% of the YMCA's board members and 100% of the WISE leadership team have already pledged their financial support, and nearly all of the WISE staff is jumping into support as well. These donations, as well as some major donors that you'll hear more about in this evening, we are at an incredible place with our goal, even at this kickoff event. So we are at, and I just had to do some quick calculations as we're literally able to track what's going on the GiveButter platform. We're at 62% of goal, but we have a gap, and that gap is around $58,000, which we hope to make a big dent in tonight. So before I turn it over to the next speaker, I do want to share with you why I give to the Y. And for me, it's about this person right here. Now, when Erin was born, she's about 13 now. She is 13 now. When Erin was born, my husband and I were clueless about childcare, and we had to figure it out fast because we had jobs in New York City and had to commute, and we didn't have too many resources and people nearby to help us work through everything. The Y made our transition to being parents with commutes and jobs much easier, and that Y support has spread not only to childcare, but also how summer camp works out for Erin, and swim team, and the ski program, and many, many relationships that have nourished all of us in our household. So I want to invite you to join the Forever Impacting theme and catch the fever like I have, and join the ranks tonight as a fundraising partner and a donor. Now, there are multiple ways to give on this platform, and I want to encourage you to donate until it makes you smile. So check that box in the upper right next to the video that you're viewing right now. And if you're on the phone, you can look for the big yellow donate button on your screen. There's lots of ways to make your donation. We pretty much take every form of currency, and you even have the opportunity to text in. So you'll hear more about this as we go along. But I want to have you learn a little bit more about what's going on here at the Y. And so I'm going to turn the stage over to Associate Executive Director Joanne Brown, or as she's known in our house as Miss Joanne. Joanne's going to tell you about the Y Community Garden program going on in West Orange. Joanne?
Thank you so much, Stacey. And your family is actually one of the reasons why I give to the YMCA annual campaign every year. Getting to know you and Brian and Erin, and being with her as part of that camp experience has been amazing. And I want to make sure that many other families have that experience as well. But I'm here today to talk a little bit about our gardening programs. Did you know that the Y has been instrumental in supporting school-based community gardens in West Orange since 2016? With funding from the New Jersey Healthy Community Network, RWJ Barnabas, and Brother International, the garden at our Edison Middle School has been a hub for the local Hispanic community. Multi-generational family groups from the Y's La Vida Deliciosa program have benefited from growing their own fruits and vegetables, engaging their children in gardening, and enjoying the socialization and community that was created. Although groups were not able to gather in the garden this year, we still found a way to grow and share the bounty of the garden. I would like to introduce a community partner that has come to work with us even more deeply. And this is Cynthia Cummings, and she's from the Holy Trinity Episcopal Church Food Pantry.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for the opportunity to share what has been going on with us and the help that the West Essex Y has provided to us over the past year. Beginning in the middle of March, our food pantry operated maybe 5 times a week, and we would provide food for anywhere from 400 to 500 people a month. When the pandemic began in the middle of March, and up till now, we have been providing food for 1,000 people a week. And it has only been possible because of partners like the West Essex YMCA, who have included us in their food distributions and their produce distributions, including produce from the community food garden, which has been something that has always been near and dear to my heart, that we're able to give that kind of food and produce out to our members. And it has been through your efforts and your support that we've been able to achieve more than we could ever have hoped to in the midst of this pandemic. So please continue to support the West Essex Y. We're one of those little secrets that they keep about one of the many things they do for the community at large. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Cynthia. I'm going to hand it over to Stacy.
Wow, Joanne and Cynthia, that was amazing to learn about what's going on with La Vida. It's really a fantastic program and something we all need to cheer more regularly about. Over the last year, many of our members have been leaning on the Y as a sort of special sauce to create normalcy and balance during this crazy time. In a second, you're going to hear a little bit more directly from members who have coined this phrase secret sauce when they're thinking of the Y. But before we jump into that video, let's run about 3 minutes. I have some late breaking news. Just in, we have a matching gift offer from Ed Phillip, who is the COO of the Metro YMCA of the Oranges. So over the course of the video, which will run about 3 minutes, if we get donations in from all of you viewing our program tonight, if they equal $1,000, Ed is going to jump in and match that donation with $1,000. So $1,000 coming in from Ed Phillip as a matching donation. So we're going to start the video in just a second, and I would love to see you kind of drop in some donations so we can capture this match. Colin, please roll that video.
My name is Kimberly Bulkley. I've been a member of YMCA's my whole life.
I'm Tawana Schoon. I have my whole entire family who participate at the West Essex YMCA.
I was a swimmer growing up. I swam for Y teams in Connecticut. And so when I was looking for a program for my daughter, Rory Grace, who's 11, I looked first to the Y programs. So we joined the Y last year, which was her first year of swimming competitively.
We have been members of the YMCA for probably 6 to 7 years. We started off with childcare and evolved into different enrichment programs as far as basketball, tennis, and then we ultimately found our home on the aquatic swim team. When COVID hit, I think it was very heartbreaking for our family. We were in the midst of our swimming season. We have a state swimmer who was looking forward to competing at all of these different meets, and it was a very low point for our family, but we knew that, you know, the Y would be able to rebound and really open its door for us. It really has brought joy to our kids. We see them able to socialize. Just even being around other people has been great. It's really been that great balance that I think that they need to thrive and to be successful.
More smiling, more laughing. There was a void of the socialization that kids really need and the interaction that we were starting to feel, having been, you know, in the home on the Zoom calls and all that for school. You see a lot of people, but it's not the same. And I think having that ability to come to a real place and see a friend and be a part of something we've just seen a change in her demeanor in a good way.
The virtual meet, I think, was awesome. I think it got him back. I mean, I think there was a ball of nerves, and in all honesty, because he hadn't competed in, I don't know, 6-7 months, but he blew us away, which means that you guys know the secret sauce of how to actually get the kids to be the best that they can be. you guys have been a blessing, truly.
We want to be a part of it, and we appreciate all the extra things you're doing to help the kids feel invested. It all makes a difference to them feeling a part of something that they hope is going to be back to regular sooner rather than later. So thank you.
Hi. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is such an exciting night. I am Stephanie Anderson. I'm the former ECLC director at Peanut Shell and now a volunteer on the board of managers with the annual support campaign. I am so excited and have the honor of tracking and reporting in real time all of our gifts as they come in tonight. I would love to do some call outs. Will and Blair, Jane Phil, Mila and Maddox, thank you guys for watching and for participating in tonight's event. Ken and Bridget, Virginia Gonzalez, Christine, thank you so much. Every dollar donated tonight is making a huge impact in our community. It's making our community more vibrant and stronger, and we can't thank you enough. As my son would say or sing, tonight's gonna be a good night. So thank you so much for doubling your impact. Because we've got this matching gift, every donation that you make, you're actually donating twice as much because we've got our matching gift tonight. We appreciate your support. We're so grateful that you're here. And I love Zach and Emily. Thank you so much for posting pictures. It's so fun to see all the pictures and the comments that come in with the donations. Everybody keep an eye on Give Butter. If you haven't yet made your donation, you can do that using the big yellow box to the right or on top of your screen, depending on how you're watching. We really appreciate your support, and we want to make giving as easy as possible. So if you're watching on your computer, you can click that donate button. Same if you're doing it on your phone. You also can text to give. So you're going to text WEY to 202-858-1233, and that'll send you a link right away, and you can forward that link to friends. You'll have payment options that include Venmo, Apple, or Google Pay, PayPal, or credit card. You can also elect to send a check. All of this information is down at the bottom of the video in our blue chat box. So if you have any questions, you can also put those questions down there. You can make a one-time gift, or you can set up a reoccurring monthly payment. Monthly gifts really help us at the Y. They make paperwork a little bit easier on our end. But for the price of one or two fancy coffees, $5 or $10 a month, that can really go a long way over the course of the year when you talk about impact in our community. Pick a way to give and forever impact our community to pay it forward. We want you to share this link with family and friends and colleagues. You'll be able to view it over the next 7 days. So share your story, share our Y story, and continue to give. We're going to stretch our fundraising muscles. I'm really excited about some of the activities we have tonight. Just so you know, you're going to be able to watch. You also are able to watch the donations as they come in. And are you guys ready for a challenge? I'm ready for a challenge. Everybody drum roll here as I announce our first challenge, which is, are you ready? I have 2 gift cards from Reza's Restaurant in Roseland. They are a fabulous event partner for us, a wonderful restaurant, and I am told that the Brussels sprout pizza is out of this world. I have 2 $50 gift cards to give away to the next 2 donations that come in for $50 or more. So you'll walk away with one of these fabulous gift cards. Thank you so much, Brian, Robert Cummings, Cynthia. These are amazing, impactful gifts. We are so appreciative. Every dollar counts. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to be watching the chat box for the next 2 gifts that come in for more than $50. And right now I'm going to pass it over to Lisa Schaefer, our Senior Youth Development Director.
Thank you, Stephanie. This night is certainly turning out to be an amazing night, but who is ready for some trivia and prizes? Are you guys ready? All right, so this is gonna take some thinking and a little bit of tech skills, and you're gonna need to use your chat box. So we're gonna have a practice round. I want everyone to go to your chat box right now, and in 2 words, I want you to describe to me how you feel about the West Essex YMCA. Are we friendly? Are we fun? Let us know. All right, guys, awesome. All right, so now it's time for some trivia. We're going to find out who's going to win the gift card. So after I read the first question, I want you to type your answer in the chat box. The person who comes the closest to the answer without going over will win the gift card. If we have a tie, the first person to answer correctly will win. So here we go. First question. How many pounds of food was distributed in 2020 by volunteers to the community? That's how many pounds of food was distributed in 2020 by volunteers to the community. All right, guys, keep those answers coming. I'm going to move on to question number 2. How many families attended emergency childcare at the YMCA during the pandemic? That is, how many families attended emergency childcare at the YMCA during the pandemic? All right, awesome. Keep those answers coming in. Our prizes for questions 1 and 2. First one is a $25 gift card to Tropical Smoothie in Livingston. And the second one is also a $25 gift card to Camaradas in Livingston as well. So the winners are going to be announced during our next round of trivia. So make sure you guys stick around to find out who wins. Now I want to tell you guys a little bit more about why I give. I give to the YMCA not only as an employee who gets to see firsthand the impact that we make every day on the community, but also as a parent. I have 2 young children, Mila and Maddox, who have been attending YMCA programs since they were in infant care, and both graduated from Peanut Shell and now attend our summer camp programs as well. And it has been truly life-changing for them to be a part of the Y. This year, especially during the pandemic, was really difficult to be home. So when the Y was able to reopen our doors for camp, it was incredible to see the look on their faces and all the other campers and get to see them be a child again and play and have fun with their friends. And I just never would want another child not to be able to experience that as well. So please join me in making a difference in a child's life this year and giving to our campaign. So with that said, I would like to turn it over to our Health and Wellness Director, Barbara Santola.
Thank you, Lisa, and hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm so happy to have everybody here. And of course, the reason why I give statement is something I've been thinking about for quite a while. So tonight, I happen to be teaching a spin class just before this session started. And I had prepared something. I wrote something down that I thought I was going to read, but I decided I would let you know what I was thinking while I was teaching the spin class. As a young family, when my husband and I started out, we did join the Y, and we had the wonderful experience of swim lessons and all the creative activities that the Y offered my children. And then later on, I was lucky enough to join the staff in 2004. However, now I had the opportunity this summer to be in the mud with all these wonderful programs that the Y does put out. And there was this one experience while we were doing food distribution, when Val Beck and I were driving around down in Orange, and we were lost and we couldn't find our way. And I knew these families were waiting for some boxes. So we finally found a house that we were looking for. And when we pulled up, this young boy jumps out of his the front door burst open. The young boy comes out and he's screaming and jumping up and down saying, they're here, we have food, mommy, we have the food. And I was just so taken back. My heart was overwhelmed. And I realized this is why we contribute. This is why we support the Y. And this is why we continue to support the Y, because we have these programs that impact these people's lives every day. And we have the power to make a change. And it's an amazing change for some. Having said this, food distribution, we know that the Y addresses so many of society's biggest challenges, like food insecurity or reducing social isolation. With newly designed programs and community partners, we're able to strengthen our community and affect these lasting and meaningful changes in our young people's lives. Over the past year, we were lucky enough to form a new partnership with Livingston Neighbors Helping Neighbors. And together we distributed 300 boxes of food weekly, totaling 99,000 pounds of food to local families in need. So having said that, it is my pleasure to introduce Stacey Rubenstein, who is the executive director, so that she can highlight our partnership.
Hi,
Hi, this is Stacy Rubenstein from Livingston Neighbors Helping Neighbors, and I'm honored to speak tonight. The West Essex YMCA has been an incredible partner to Livingston Neighbors, which works to serve Livingston residents in need with access to food, emergency assistance funds, and other essentials. The last 10-11 months have been difficult for many, and boy, is that an understatement. During a time when those struggling to make ends meet were finding it harder than ever before to put food on their table, or new people found themselves struggling for the first time, the Y was there. The Y showed up ready to facilitate access to much needed food free of charge through their partnership with the Community Food Bank of New Jersey. They wanted to have the most impact. So first, they offered food to their members in need, and then sought to tap organizations able to make sure the food was used well. Livingston Neighbors Helping Neighbors was contacted. Because of the Y, Livingston Neighbors was able to bring much needed dairy, meat, and produce, along with other non-perishables, to more than 40 families we were serving over the summer. The WISE program, again, served families connected to the Y and other organizations, and in total, over 17 weeks, 40,579 pounds of produce in 2,142 boxes, and 23,520 pounds of non-perishables in 1,120 boxes were distributed to those in need. After the summer, staff at the Y pushed to continue the program, and non-perishables are still being delivered monthly. The Y also showed up in a very special way by connecting with the Simple Greek, a local restaurant in town. Through the Y, Livingston Neighbors had an opportunity to get fresh, healthy meals from the Simple Greek, which has been an incredible treat for our families. We've been able to direct some of the food boxes and the Greek meals to partner organizations in Newark through our wonderful volunteer, Nick Santinelli. It's a win-win-win for all, and the end result is that so many people have access to healthy food. Special thanks to Joanne Brown for being our point of contact and making it so easy to work together. But a big thanks to Joanne, Barbara, Cheryl, all the staff and amazing volunteers and supporters for making it so easy to access amazing resources for those in need in our local community. We are looking forward to wonderful ways to work together. We do know that some of our Livingston Neighbors families benefit from reduced rates with childcare or daycare, and it means a lot to them. Looking forward to the future and thankful for everything that the Y has done.
Thank you so much, Stacey and Barbara. It really has truly been a labor of love working on the food distribution with you both. I get to now tell you about another thing that's very near and dear to my heart, and that's the joy of biking. This story comes to us from a former Livingston resident. So Ravant Maridi was inspired by his lifelong love of biking to build bikes for charity to fulfill his Eagle Scout project, which was a service project that he had planned. He chose the West Essex YMCA to be the beneficiary of his project because it has been a symbol of unity and support, and it's always committed to strengthening our community. Because Ravant had moved to North Carolina partway through the pandemic, he had to devise a remote plan. So he recruited volunteers from his Boy Scout troop, and they worked on assembling these 11 brand new bikes, which you can see right there. On January 25th, 2021, the completed bikes were delivered to the Y. Ravant is extremely grateful to everyone that helped him achieve his goal. It's all about giving back to the community. I love to bike, and I wish for every child to experience the joy of biking. In turn, the Y is connecting with families in our community to pass on that joy by gifting a new bike to a child. And we had the opportunity to do that very recently, and you can just see those smiles. It doesn't matter about the masks. They're so happy to receive that bike. So thank you, Ravant, for your service. You are really making a difference from a distance in our community. And now I want to invite everyone viewing to join me in a desktop drum roll as I welcome someone that needs no introduction after spending 17 years dedicated to enriching the lives of everyone in Livingston and the surrounding communities through a commitment to quality programs and services. Our next guest speaker is Helen Flores, retired West Essex YMCA Executive Director, whose legacy at the Y continues to make an impact on us all. Helen is generously donating a $2,000 matching gift to our event this evening. It's just amazing. It blows us all away. Thank you, Helen, and we look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you, Joanne. It's a pleasure to be back at the YMCA and to help this kick off a very special evening for all of us. Thank you to Cheryl for inviting me. I'm so pleased to be here. I want to tell all of you my Y story because I'm sure many of you may not know this. I was a single parent of 3 daughters, and while they were growing up, I worked at the Y, but not on an executive level. My children were in school and we were managing, everything was going well until, what do I do with them in the summer? Just like many parents, what happens when school is finished and now all of a sudden you have, in my case, 3 young girls. What do you do with them? My husband's business had just gone into bankruptcy. So while I knew the Y had a summer camp, reaching that expense was not something that I could do. The exec at my Y came to me and said, Helen, what are you going to do with the girls? So I said, I don't know. And she said, why don't you let them come to Camp Pouch? And I said, I would really like that. We live on Staten Island and Camp Pouch was where our Y camp was. I really would love that, but unfortunately, I don't think I can swing that. She said, you let me worry about that. That's why we have a scholarship fund. My children enjoyed camp every day for the entire season and every summer after that until I left, until they outgrew it. And some of them even became staff. I never forgot that. And I'm forever grateful for that gift and for the gift that my children received because they learned to get along with other people. They were out enjoying the environment. They learned new skills. They were in a diverse population and they thrived. From that day forward, 35 years ago, I have never stopped giving to the YMCA. So I make this gift now because I know personally that families get impacted by the help that the Y brings to them. I didn't know that my marriage was going to go bust. I didn't know that the business that we lived on was going to go bankrupt. Who came to my assistance? The Y. Something I never expected. Something I didn't even have to ask for. They knew my circumstances and they helped me. So I give to the Y as generously as I can because I know where that money goes. And I'm going to ask you to help and give also. Please match my gift. Help other families. It's people that you don't know that need the help. But they will find their way to the Y. And if you help us, we can help them. I do hope that you will play it forward for all those that need help. As I said, I'm so grateful to be here. The Y provides wonderful programs for so many people. It's been just a terrible year for everyone. But as someone said, the Y is that secret source, and it always has been. For the almost 20 years that I was at West Essex, we helped so many people. And I'm thrilled to hear these stories today, to know that our staff is still doing the job of helping others. So I hope you will pledge also tonight and help. You have no idea how much it helps a family. Well, thank you very much. Take it away, Colin.
Hi, my name is Michelle Martin. My daughter Olivia has been going to the St. Cloud Aftercare since kindergarten.
Hi, I'm Rick Cavallari. This is my wife Kathy, our daughter Meadow. We've been with the Y for about 4 years now. My son goes to Peanut Shell in Livingston and also does swim classes here at the Y. And Meadow is doing swim classes here too.
You know, when COVID started and they closed the school down, she really was just sad all the time. She didn't see her friends, she didn't see her teacher, she wasn't being taught.
For the 3-month shutdown, it was really tough. For us, we were, locked in a 2-bedroom apartment with a toddler and an infant, and the two of us working full-time jobs, and we have older parents that we had to worry about being exposed to, so we couldn't really shift and go to a different location.
It's really very bad for these children, especially these younger children, to have no school, no interaction, no friends. I mean, my child's an only child, so this is even more important. And when I found out that you guys were opening up the camp, it was such a relief. The first day of camp, she came skipping to my car, "Mommy, I had the best day, and guess who I saw? And I saw this one and that one and this one and that one, and I did this and this and that." And I'm like, and she was a different child from that day onwards, back to her old self again.
I think both kids got excited to go back to Peanut Shell and to school. It's something like even on Sunday, what are we doing on Monday? I go to school and Ethan gets all excited and they both go running in.
But just the interaction with the kids, even if there was only 2 kids, it didn't matter to her. It was just that there was another child in the room that she could play with.
And I would say, from the educational aspect, we aren't teachers. We have experience with our kids, but the idea that while you're trying to balance a full-time job and having kids at home and not exposing them to other kids, I'm never going to do as good a job helping the kids learn and understand the concepts as somebody who does that for a living. And I think the kids themselves grow so much and get such a better education at Peanut Shell. And they love their friends, they love their teachers. We know they love their teachers, and we know their teachers love them.
Thank you so much, Helen. Thank you for those inspiring words. And thank you. I just want to do a quick roll call of some of the gifts that have come in. The Schoon family, Ava received a donation from her favorite person in the world. I don't know who that is. Richard Cornell, Jimmy Brannick, thank you for your gift. The Fournier family, Lisa B., Tom, thank you so much. Again, every dollar counts. When you give to the Y, you're giving through the Y. You're making so many of these programs and these relationships possible. I want to share why I donate. These are my 2 kids, Julius and Jakira, and I donate because relationships are important, and the relationships that my kiddos have had through Peanut Shell and through programming at the Y and summer camp are the things that are going to change the trajectory of their lives. You can never have enough smiles. You can never have enough grown-ups on your team and people rooting for you. And I know my kids are going to be in a position to be successful adults because of the YMCA. So I'm going to keep with the roll call. I'm not going to cry too much tonight. I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything the Y has done for my family and for so many other families in our community. I am so excited to announce that the Beater family and Edith have won each a $50 gift card for Reza. So thank you so much for your gift. It's amazing. We'll get those to you. I also want to give some shout outs to our event donors tonight. So we've got a Healthy Living signature partner, RWJ St. Barnabas, and 3 Healthy Living Program champions, Marlene Waldock, Englemore, and Ramos Climate Control. Thank you so much for making all of this possible. So if you're keeping track at home, we have $3,000 to unlock in matching gifts. We started off tonight at $91,904 at 7 o'clock. And 45 minutes later, we are at $97,472 with 239 supporters. I cannot thank you enough. This impact is really going to know no end. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We do have another challenge. So the next person to donate $100 donation or more is going to receive a $45 gift card to one of our event partners, Simply Greek in Livingston. They are our newest partnership to support food distribution. Remember to share this link with family and friends, your coworkers, your colleagues. This video will be available for the next 7 days. Add your why story and continue to share our why story to get us to our goal of $150,000. I'm going to send it back to you, Lisa.
Thanks, Stephanie. All right, so we're going to get started with more trivia, but first we're going to go over our winners from the last round. So for question number 1, can I get a drum roll? Our winner is Sissy Sang, and she won a $25 gift card to Camaradas. And the answer for question 1 was 99,000 pounds. So for question 2, our winner is Shiloh Osher. I'm so excited. Hi, Shiloh. And you won a $25 gift card to Tropical Smoothie. So guys, please watch in your mail for these gift cards. We're going to get those out to you in the next couple days. So now you guys have 2 more chances to win some trivia prizes. So get ready in the chat. Our next 2 prizes are coming from Jersey Mike's in Livingston and Blaze Pizza in Livingston. So thank you to our partners. All right, so question number 3 is, how many senior wellness checks were conducted by the West Essex YMCA during the pandemic? That's how many senior wellness checks were conducted by the West Essex YMCA during the pandemic? All right, get those answers in. Question number 4. What is the first project retired director Helen Flores tackled during her retirement? So the funniest answer is going to win this one, okay? What is the first project retired director Helen Flores tackled during her retirement? All right, I cannot wait to see those answers. Make sure you drop your answers in the chat box, and our winners are going to be announced at the top of the hour. So don't go away. Back to you, Cheryl.
Thank you, Lisa, and congratulations to our first round of trivia winners. So nice to see everyone is participating in the fun tonight. And I would just like to point out, wow, 65 families benefited from emergency childcare, allowing parents to feel a sense of peace during a very stressful time. And just to give you some stats, $312,000 worth of services offered at no cost to the families of those 65 children during our emergency services, which totaled 36,400 hours of care, 5,000 diaper changes, and 450,000 hand washes. So great job, and a big thank you to the amazing staff who stepped up to support a safe place for these families and to provide such a vital program to our community. Now it's my pleasure and honor to introduce Livingston Mayor Sean Klein, a huge supporter and a collective partner with the West Essex YMCA. Sean?
Hi, how are you? Cheryl, thank you so much for inviting me. It's great to be here as a representative of Livingston, and it's a pleasure to be here to support the West Essex Y. I'm appearing on behalf of my fellow councilmen, Deputy Mayor Ed Meinhardt, Michael Vieira, Al Anthony, and Rudy Fernandez. And I know that in particular, Michael Vieira and Rudy Fernandez have been heavily involved, and their families have been involved with the Y for quite some time. I mentioned Deputy Town Manager Russ Jones, also very involved. So the town itself is very, it really sees the Y as a very important institution in our town. And also, let me just say, it's so great to see Helen Flores, someone our town council knows so well and deeply appreciates, is emblematic of the big and generous beating heart of the West Essex Y. I'm going to guess her first project, if I can jump on that one, would be to repave the Verrazano Bridge, because she probably single-handedly took all the pavement off from driving on it so much. But seriously, the Y has been a tremendous part of the community for so long. Its current facility was dedicated in 1969, so it's been in Livingston longer than I have. It's got thousands of members, as we know, and those members come for all of the activities offered, including swimming, working out, all the court space, and they help to keep Livingston healthy, not to mention the camps and childcare, which are so important to families. Also, the Y looks to serve the community, and we all know about the incredible effort that have been made around COVID and food distributions, but the Y works so closely with the town. The resources for our recreation leagues, pools for our swim teams. It supports our community with annual diversity festivals. It's there all the time, and it's right next to Town Hall, and we feel like they're our partner. There are great big plans ahead, hopefully for a new facility. But during this difficult time, institutions like the Y need our support. And so I hope you'll join me in please donating. It's so important that you do. We need to keep the Y thriving and being able to do its good work. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Mayor Klein. It's so powerful to have your support and similar support from the leaders in our service area. Partnerships is essential to our success here at the YMCA. For those who are not aware, I moved into this West Essex role just as the pandemic was breaking. I expected my first year with the West Essex Y to be about building on the legacy of my predecessor, Helen Flores. But it quickly became all that and more, which I am excited to share a slideshow that highlights the impact we had in 2020. But before I do, show this picture slideshow, all of you at home will have the chance to jump in to another donation challenge. The largest single donation made during this video, which runs about 3 minutes long, will be awarded a $50 card from Patsy's Seafood and Pizza in West Orange. Stacy tells me that their eggplant parm is out of this world. So get ready, and I'm gonna give it over to Colin.
$525,600 minutes, 525,000 moments so dear, 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year? In daylights, in sunsets, in midnights, in cups of coffee, in inches, in miles of laughter and strife, in 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year in the life? How about love? How about love? How about love? Measure it. Seasons of love, seasons of love. 525,600 minutes, 525,000 journeys to Berlin, 525,600 minutes. How do you measure the life of a woman or a man? In truth that she learned, or in times that he cried, in bridges he burned, or the way that she died. It's time now to sing out, though the story never ends. Let's celebrate, remember a year in the life of friends. Remember the love. Oh, you got to remember the love.
Is anybody else a little teary-eyed now? Man, those kids singing that song from Rent is so beautiful. What a night, guys. I cannot believe where we are. I'm so excited to announce that the Navola family is our Simply Greek gift donation winner, so thank you so much for that. We are coming in just over $97,600,000. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I am really excited to announce that the Breakfast Club has also decided to give us a matching gift of $2,000. So we're gonna get to that additional $2,000. So if you're keeping track at home, we've got $5,000 on the table to unlock, and we are really, really close to that number. The Breakfast Club, if you don't know who they are a group of longtime YMCA members who collectively pool their donations to make this incredible impact. Again, when you give to the Y, you're giving through the Y. You're making our community strong and vibrant. You're providing opportunities for children and adults to make relationships, to get an extra smile, to have another friend, to have another person on their team. It's really an incredible impact, all of the different programming that the Y does. Oh my goodness, I love when pictures come in through the box. I just got a picture over here of my dudes, Ethan and Meadow. Thank you guys so much. I love that photo. Help us reach our goal. The next person to donate $150 or more are going to go home with a $50 gift card to Toronto's in Livingston. They're a really family-friendly restaurant right in town, and another one of our event supporters. With that being said, I'm going to pass it over to Scott Weber, our Senior Aquatics Director. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much, Stephanie, and thank you everybody for all your donations tonight. Thanks for joining us. My name is Scott Weber. I'm the Aquatics Director here at the West Essex YMCA. I give to the Y every year because I believe in its mission. I'm very fortunate. I get to see the effect our programs and services have on the community. I see the joy and appreciation on the faces of the people that we impact every day, and I get to do that as my job. So I thank God every day for that. The Y serves a bigger purpose in the lives of many and often becomes like extended family. Our members feel a sense of belonging by building relationships with our staff and the community. They felt a sense of loss when we were shut down because ultimately we aren't meant to be by ourselves. When our doors were closed, we continued to reach out to our members with support services. They couldn't come to the Y, so we brought the Y to them. At the same time, we worked really hard to prepare for welcoming everybody back, and we're so happy to see everybody again. Our next two speakers will share their story on how the Y has become like family to them. Take it away.
Hi, my name is Angela Cummings. I have been a member of the Y for about 8 years.
So I'm Jeff Bishop. I've been a member of the Y for almost 30 years.
I have MS. I was diagnosed 28 years ago. I felt lost when the Y closed.
I used the Y for a lot of, my physical activity. I spin here, I used to swim here, I played basketball here, I used the weight room here, the cardio room downstairs. So it's a big part of who I am, and when that got shut down, there was a big part of me that got shut down as well. I guess it was like June-ish that the outdoor classes started to happen. It was about then, I guess. That was so welcoming, that the Y was able to provide that for us. So things started, for me, they started to feel more normal.
Since the Y has opened, I felt very comfortable returning to the Y. They follow CDC regulations very well. For me, I have to keep moving, keeping my exercise regimen going. That's important to me. So it's important that I come here. So I'm so happy that you guys are open. people look at me and think, you're crazy for going back to the Y because you have MS, you have an autoimmune. And it's only because I trust you guys. So,
and it is a huge part mentally, I think, for everybody, you know, to keep your physical activity up. It just makes you feel healthy, you know, and any of that is helpful. So, and it is only not only during a pandemic, I mean, it's life, you know. So I'm grateful that the Y's done everything they can to make me feel comfortable.
Seeing the staff was a lot of fun. It was, it felt good to see everyone again, and seeing old members return to the Y. It was nice to reconnect with some of the other members.
You know, it was great to be back with them. We're not meant to be by ourselves, you know?
Thank you, Scott, and thank you to those members for sharing their story. Really powerful stuff. We've got some additional gifts coming through the chat box, through the donation box over at GiveButter. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to announce with my microphone. We're looking for $5,000 to unlock those matching gifts. And our total for the night so far, we've got $5,768. So we have unlocked $5,000 worth of matches. And that, I'm just, what an honor, what a privilege to be able to announce that to all of you. Our total event so far, so this includes board members and staff and people who donated prior to tonight, $97,672, 244 supporters. We are well over halfway to the goal for our campaign at $150,000. I am, what a gift to be here tonight. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for letting us have an opportunity to celebrate and share with all of you. We can do this. We can get to our goal. Remember that the Y would like to partner with all of you to provide valuable programs and services for everybody, so that no family is turned away for their inability to pay. Your gift matters. Every dollar counts. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The next two donations that come in, we've got gift cards for Beanies in Morristown. I'm told they have amazing lavender honey ice cream. That sounds delightful. And a gift card for Twisted Tulip in Livingston. They have wonderful cold brew coffee. Remember to share this video with family and friends. Again, we've got that text to give option. Get right on here and send it out to a friend, send it out to a family member. Back to you, Lisa, with our trivia winners. Thank you.
Thanks, Stephanie. All right, so I'm excited to share the winners of our last two trivia prizes. So remember, the last two questions were, how many hours of senior wellness checks were conducted by the West Essex YMCA during the pandemic? And our last question was, what first project did Helen Flores tackle during her retirement? So the answer to question number 3 was 300 hours, and our prize winner is Samantha Kay. Congratulations, Samantha. And for question number 4, our answer was actually that Helen cleaned out her attic. So our winner is Lola Ujin, and her answer was cleaning out a basement. So that was the closest one. And she just won a $25 gift card to Blaze Pizza in Livingston. So awesome job. Congratulations to everybody. And also, Justin from Stephanie, our last two donation winners. We have Lisa won a prize to Beanies, and Susan won as well. So congratulations to everyone, and back to you, Cheryl.
Thanks, Lisa. And congratulations to our round 2 trivia winners. And thank you all of you, and for attending tonight and donating. We were hoping to be at 50% of our goal by tonight, and I am proud to announce that we are at 65% of goal. So we are heading in the right direction, and it's all because of you. Tonight, we were able to get closer to this $150,000 goal, but we do have some ways to go. But remember, today is the Random Acts of Kindness Day, so the power of kindness goes a long way. So please make sure that you share out our link tonight. This video will be available for the next 7 days, and people will still be able to give on this platform for the next 6 weeks. So without a doubt, just to put some closing remarks to the evening, the past 12 months have been a challenge, not only to me, but to all of us. We had to stretch, we had to learn, we had to grow in order for the Y to sustain the valuable programs and services to our community. But I and the team have never been more committed to delivering community support that we are doing at the moment and will continue to do as we move forward. The stories of impact that are shared tonight, as well as the conversations I've had with many of the members, all echo the same thing. We need the Y. I'm here to tell you that the Y also needs you. So we are forever impacting as an organization, and we are and will continue to be here for you. So I wanted to just say thank you for spending the time with us tonight. And I want to give some special congratulations and thank yous out to the team behind the scenes, some that you've seen speak tonight and some you have not. So if we can spotlight them all, I wanted to give a shout out to our annual support campaign committee members on this call tonight, Stephanie and Stacy, who have not only given us their insight, but their guidance. Our producers, Mike and Colin, for behind the scenes talent, along with Scott, who produced all the videos, and Mike for doing some of the picture slideshows. And then really to the entire West Essex Y staff team. This has been a year like no other. In my 27 years of being with the Y, I can say this has been the most difficult one, but proud to be a member of this team and this organization, and proud to sit alongside these fine people sitting on this call tonight. And then most of all, I'd like to express my gratitude to the donors for your continued support in paying it forward. We hope to continue this effort, not only through us, but through you. And then for those members who are on this call, those who stayed with us through this pandemic, we are forever grateful. And we hope that you continue to stay with us as we move forward and start to open up more of our programs and services once the pandemic relief has been lifted. So with that said, thank you all again for joining us tonight. And Colin, I'm going to turn it back to you.